It's a good day to have a good day. Hello, everybody. My name's TC Ray. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your support. I know it's been a hot minute since I've been here, and I am so happy to be back. And I'm not going anywhere. That's right. You got me forever here. It's been a journey. If you go onto Instagram, you can see it. I posted something short, sweet, to the point of what I've been going through, and it's been a journey, let's put it that way. But if you want to know about it, look it up on Instagram or TikTok. I have posted it on there, just a little thing just so you can see what I was going through. How are you? How's life been? I want to know everything. I can tell you what, there's been a lot of things going on Bravo. Number one, Real Housewives of New Jersey allegedly reports are coming out that they're filming like test shots with Melissa and Dolores and Marge. And guess what? Teresa's nowhere to be found. Now, when she was asked about this in an interview, she responded, "The professor doesn't take tests." I'll say that again. The professor doesn't take tests. I know. Listen, she's never taken accountability for anything in her life. Why would she take accountability for this? Why would she admit that she possibly may not be coming back? However, her best friend, Kelly Dodd, she's been doing a lot of TikToks lately, and she decided to say, "I can't talk about it, but I'm not going to be watching Real Housewives of New Jersey without Teresa." Poor Teresa. I've known about this for a long time. Is that an admission that Teresa's known about this for a long time? Really? I digress. RHOBH has been filming, and let me tell you something. If this is not being filmed about Erica Jane and her storyline about her court situation, then I don't know what's going on over there. Like, seriously, I don't know what's going on over there. She has a lot of lawsuits. She's not out of the clear whatsoever. It's crazy. Crazy. She has a lawsuit, that a trial actually set for February 10th. Let me see, I had looked into it before. It's being filed by Elisa Miller, the trustee of Girardi Key's bankruptcy estate. $25 million. Oh my God. And it's accusing Erica and her company, EJ Global, of receiving over $25 million in funds. This is some crazy. Erica's defense says Erica claims she had no knowledge of Tom's financial misconduct. Her legal team argues the payments were made to her company and not directly to her, and that she believed Tom was financially successful. Now, the plaintiff, Elisa Miller, is saying that Girardi's firm allegedly used $25,592,261, and let's not forget the 26 cents of client settlement funds to pay for Erica's personal expenses via her company, EJ Global. Over $14 million in American Express charges made by Erica. Around $11 million in vendor payments for glam squads, luxury items, promotional items, etc. Jewelry and other luxury goods also purchased using the firm's funds. Now, Erica's defense says that they argue Erica was authorized the charges and vendor payments, knowing she couldn't pay for them. I'm sorry, this is the trustee's argument. She knew she couldn't pay for them. Therefore, the trustee asserts that Erica was an insider and that the transactions show a badge of fraud. A badge of fraud. The trial is supposed to take about 7 to 10 days. So she's not out of the clear. That's not the only thing going on. She's also got a lawsuit with Marco. This is the designer that she did that whole American Express, I don't know what allegedly thing that happened there. Anyway, Erica's being sued by Marco Morante in Florida for $300,000, alleging defamation and business interference. Her former attorney missed a key hearing, supposedly, risking a default payment, or judgment, I mean. And Christopher Sala, Marco's business partner, filed a separate lawsuit in California for $18 million. $18 million. Accusing Erica of malicious prosecution and conspiracy. So if this is not in the filming of RBOBH, then I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? But we're not here for that right now. We're here to recap what? That's right. The Real Housewives of OC. I love my girls over there. And before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button, because you know what? We break the news and we dish out the tea here at Break the Dish. This was a lot. I mean, this episode was really a lot. And trust me, honey, it lived up to its name of Loose Lips Sink Trips, which I love. I love that name. We've got family secrets being exposed. We got mysterious studio recordings, which we will get into. Custody battles, financial settlements. I mean, it's all in here. So we pick up where Tamra and Shannon Medore and Gina and Jen are sitting at a table having dinner, and Tamra had just said to Shannon, well, Gina's worried about your drinking. Gina knew that was going to happen. I mean, Tamra spews evil. I mean, that girl spews evil. And Gina was like, listen, I'm just concerned. I'm worried. I don't want you to go backwards. I want you to keep going forwards. And Shannon says, I am, you don't have to worry. And, Tamra is trying to be nice to Shannon. And she says, what do I need to do to get our friendship on the go? What do I need to do? And Shannon's like, I just need time. Just time. Which, I think that's exactly what she needs. She's set up her boundaries, and she needs time. Listen, Tamra put her through the ringer last season. And with everything else that she was going through, that was a hard season for Shannon, for sure. So then we get to Emily and Heather and Gretchen. They're at dinner finishing up. And Emily says to Heather, Jen thinks that you're afraid of Tamra. And Heather goes, I'm not afraid of her, even though I used to be, because I know she can be mean. But she reminds me of my father, where he would have these explosions out of nowhere. It could be at home, it could be in the public, it didn't matter. And Tamra's like that. She has this explosion. You just don't know who she's going to come at. You don't know what she's going to say. And it reminds her of Heather's dad. And so they get into a pretty deep conversation about that. And then they decide, hey, the sleepover, it's not over yet. Let's go dancing. So they go to the Abbey, and they're dancing and having a great time. And, This is what I like to see with the Real Housewives. When you're laughing with them out loud, or you find yourself like nodding and smiling, because that's what we want to see. We want to see these ladies having a great time and laughing and carrying on and being silly. And, you know, we don't always need the dark side. You know what I mean? They then, Tamra and Shannon and Gina and Jen, they come back to the house. Tamra has gotten these t-shirts with, it looks like a bikini on them, because Shannon had said, she didn't really feel comfortable going in a bikini. So this way everybody could go into the hot tub, and they've got like swim caps on, like those old swim caps with the flowers on them. Yeah. And, they're talking about, it's a real mood shift after dinner, because dinner was like so heavy, and then all of a sudden they're like, yay, let's go party it up. And Tamara is trying to lighten things up with those oversized, bikini print-size shirts. And it's definitely a deflection, but she really doesn't have a choice in the matter. And then we get some insight into Gina, because, number one, Gina always says, I'm a California sober. And she's trying to get Shannon to partake in a vacation joint. And Shannon is like, oh, no, 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 I have a cough. I've had a cough since 2008, and Gina's like, I'm worried about you. But the real tea came out the next morning, because Gina opened up about Travis and her uncertainty about marriage. She's like, I don't know, maybe. But she's like, when you're dealing with someone else's custody battles, the toxicity keeps creeping up. And it's completely understandable why she feels hesitant. I do know that she says that Travis has a custody situation going on. He's trying to get full custody of the kids. When I looked it up, apparently they did go to court, and the judge has issued psych evaluations on both parents, which, from what I understand, is common in California. So, there goes that, right? Meanwhile, over at the sleepover here, they're at the Abbey dancing and having a great time. And they get in the car, and they're like, we should go to karaoke. And Gretchen's like, oh, karaoke, oh, please, let's go. Do you think they would have my song? And Emily's like, you have a song? She's like, yeah, I recorded 4 of them. And Emily was like, I don't think Tamara knows about that, because she would have brought that up. And Gretchen's like, no, she wouldn't bring it up, because, she did a recording, and it wasn't that great, at all. And Emily's like, I gotta hear this recording. And Gretchen goes on to say, well, I heard it from the studio. That's when she was screwing, That's all we can say about that. I think it was like a boy band guy. I'm not sure, but Emily was like, I'm Generation X or whatever the heck she is. And she's like, I know exactly who this is, because she actually said the name, we just heard. And then we heard, So Gretchen drops this huge bomb. And Heather's like, was this when she was married? And Gretchen's like, uh-huh. And Heather's like, ooh, that's not good. Listen, for years she said she didn't cheat on Simon. And then just in this season alone, when Jen confronted her, was it this season or last season? When Jen confronted her, she was like, yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. What? So you did cheat on Simon with Eddie? So can I imagine that she, messed around with, and Possibly. Possibly. But I have to tell you something, okay? They go on to have a conversation at home with Slade. They get Slade on the phone because Emily's not letting this go. I mean, she's like a dog with a bone. She's like, I gotta hear this recording. I gotta hear this recording. And basically, like, Slade gets on the phone and was like, I heard it straight from the producer at the studio. And basically, she was recording a song and they forgot that the recording kept going and it recording her having sex with. Exactly. So, where's this recording? Now, the recording with her having sex, I mean, does Slade have it? You think they would have brought that up by now, so I don't think he has it. However, I have to tell you that I looked up to see if I could find it because he said, oh, it's in the SoundCloud. You know, anybody can get it. And I was like, really? Well, guess what? Slade was right. So I looked it up in the SoundCloud, and she did do a recording for the No Hate campaign. I don't know if you remember that. A lot of celebrities did and Bravo celebrities did the No Hate campaign. So I did find it. This is her talking about it. Here we go. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm going to bring it up. I can't go any longer. I'm sorry. My ears are bleeding. So, oh, that's even worse. I gotta turn it off now. Sorry about that. Uh, that's the recording I found. It was for the No Hate campaign. That's what's in the SoundCloud. So, is that what they were talking about? I have no idea. But you heard it. So anyway, so of course the next day, Gretchen at the sleepover is like, please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. Are you joking? I bet Emily couldn't wait to get out of that sleepover so that she could get a hold of Tamara and tell her. I mean, come on. It's a big, big, big bomb. Mm-hmm. And then over at the other house, Tamra did a little bit of a boo-boo. Now, let's just start with her trying to mend the fences with Shannon. And while they're sitting there talking, Shannon's saying how she kind of grew up with a lot of chaos. And Tamra decides to drop a bomb, which is about Shannon's 96-year-old father and how he had a drinking problem. And Shannon's reaction really does say it all. I mean, she's tearfully defending her father and calling out Tamra for doing that. Like, you had no right to say that. He's not involved in this. This is my father. Now, the other two ladies are like, I don't think she meant it that way. I think, but this was a private conversation that Shannon had with Tamra, obviously, over the years. And for Tamra to bring it up, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? Is Shannon overreacting, or did Tamra bring it up for a reason? I think she did. I think she basically she wasn't letting go of that dog with a bone. She wasn't letting go of Shannon drinking. And so she decided to bring up, well, your father's an alcoholic. That says it all. So now everybody knows. That's why I think she brought it up. Otherwise, you keep that stuff to yourself. You don't say anything like that. But listen, Tamara spews evil. We all know it. That's the way she is. So you kind of leave with the fact of everybody leaving and they don't want it to be weird. And it's weird. Let's put it that way. I mean, they were having a good time, but, you know, Shannon went off and Tamara went off saying, I'm never talking to this girl again. And, no matter what I do, I'm in the wrong. You shouldn't have opened your mouth. That's how I see it. You shouldn't have opened your mouth. Whoa, even my mic thinks so. So, that's the way it is. And that's the recap. So what do you think? Do you think that Tamara shouldn't have said anything? Or do you think Shannon's overreacting? What do you think about the bomb that Gretchen dropped? I mean, come on. We know that Tamara's going to find out because Emily's going to run and tell her. And do you think that they really heard this recording? Do you think that she really did screw, and I have no idea, to be honest. But what I can tell you is that now Tamara's threatening to take them to court for defamation of character. But what if they have proof? That would be even crazier, right? Do you think they have proof? I don't know. Do they? I mean, we're talking about Slade and Gretchen. And the interesting thing I forgot to tell you was that Heather was asking, and so was Emily, about Gretchen's finances. And Gretchen was like, I don't know, the bills just come out of my account. And like, well, what about Slade? What does he pay? Gretchen's like, I don't know, just comes out of my account. Mm-hmm. Yep. Something fishy going on there. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? What do you think about that whole situation? Oh, even my dog thinks so. Can you hear the dog in the background? So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment down below about everything we talked about. I love my breakers. We break the news and we dish out the tea here on Break the Dish.